Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Travis, and we are down here in Benson today to pick up this 1961 Chevy Apache. But this is actually not my truck. This is actually a subscriber's truck. He reached out to me. He is in New York and said, I bought this truck sight unseen. You know, is there anything you can do with it? I said, yeah. We could see if it runs and drives and see if we can make it a budget cruiser, you know. It's all original for the most part. It's a 4-speed with a V8, and that would have been the 283. I love look at that Chevy emblem, it's so cool. So this, I believe, is the original engine. They said it's not locked up and that it might run. We'll have to see. It looks like it hasn't ran in a long time, and it hasn't been on the road even longer. Looks like we got some mouse turds there. We got our original air bath air cleaner, carburetor. It's got the radiator. They had a battery in it because they were trying to start it and run it. Still got a generator on it. We got a dual master. So one is for the clutch, one is for the brakes. The front of these trucks just has such a cool look. These old Apaches, man, they're really popular trucks, and I really like them. So this is a long bed fleet side model. This is a half-ton. I have no idea what this is for, but somebody built this cage on the back, and from what the owner told me is that the lady that owned this had a mule that she would haul around, and so she built this for the mule so that the mule would not hop out of the back of the truck. And she also told him that one day the mule was trying to get in the back of the truck and his hoof slipped and it tore this part off, and his hoof hit here and dented it. And that's about the shape of a hoof. Pretty crazy. Oh, here we go. So 05. So this hasn't been on the road in 20 years, but it just looks like it's been sitting every bit of that or longer. Got our bumper with the hitch on it. Let's see what we got in the bed. Got a couple of spare rims. Looks like a muffler. Oh, look at that. That must be the mule's horseshoe. Do you horseshoe mules?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Yeah, Dad doesn't know if you horseshoe mules. I got no idea. I'm not really a cattle guy. Never had any kind of animals like that. But look at how it's pretty clean.
I would say yeah.
It's fairly straight. It's got its fair share of dents. Hard to see in the camera. But hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on, dude? Found a shady spot. Dogs are smart. We got some rust in the rockers right here. Excuse me, buddy. What are you doing? Got some of that 70s shag carpet in here. Trying to get down to the bottom of this. Yeah. It's got floors at least. I love the patina on this too. I love that rust and turquoise teal color. That's such a great look. I think somebody switched the bed at one point because the bed is obviously not the same color as the rest of this. If it had the bed on it that had that patina, that's killer. Apache 10. And the guy that's selling this truck, he's got a bunch of other cool stuff. He's into like newer stuff. Like I think he's got a BMW over there, but this is pretty cool. This is an old 40s International, a lot like the one we have at home that we did a revival on. Love the look of these. This would be great as a rat rod project. I mean, perfect. Absolutely perfect look. Yep, same dash as the one we have at home. Yeah, great looking truck. Great looking truck. That's great for a swap. But I really wanted to show you guys this because this is like the perfect picture. Isn't that crazy? That tree growing perfectly through the engine bay and bullet holes in the side, sunk in the ground. That is a perfect picture. It's almost like you set it up that way. Engine's long gone. They shot it up all down the side. I see a couple of different calibers here. Maybe he had a buddy with him. Doesn't look like the bullets made it out the other side. I see a few of them that tried to get out here. They almost punctured, but not quite. I guess his thing is these couriers. He really likes these little courier trucks. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's got a couple over there. He's got an old 70s Ford. Anyway, let's get this Chevy loaded up and strapped down and get out of here. Go to the right. More. More. Yeah.
Got this old dude on there. This old truck's been rode hard, boy. It's an Arizona truck.
So before I even get it in the shop to work on it, I need to do these tires because it's all 16-inch rims and there's one 15-inch rim on the driver's side and it's blown out. The tire's completely blown. I can't even air it up. I can't get it in the shop. I can't even roll it, push it with the tractor. So we'll do this first. Okay, and just like that, we got the tires back. Had Wally World switch them out. We do have a tire machine, and sometimes we do our own tires, but I had other things I wanted to do today, so I just had them do it. We're in by the hair of our chinny chin chin. I didn't think this was gonna clear. I mean, it did by inches though. Inches. I know I just got it in here, but I might push it right back outside to pressure wash it and clean it a little bit because the engine's pretty filthed out. The inside's kind of filthy and the bed is got a bunch of stuff in it that we need to clean out and throw away. And he wants to keep the cage, so we're gonna keep the cage. When I went to pick the truck up, they did say that the engine ran and everything, like they ran it off a gas can. So I'm pretty sure we have a viable engine and transmission to work with here. You can see the engine is just so caked with grease and oil just from usage, you know. I like to clean all that off, get a clean slate going. In the cab, I got all these Rock Auto parts that Danny ordered, you know, we ordered together for this. There's stuff in the floor that I don't even know. I think we got some shag carpet here and stuff that probably needs to go. And then we have what's in the bed, just a bunch of old whatnot stuff. And from what it looks like, they put wood over the wood bed. So you got the original one there, and then you have this, I don't know, they put over the top of it, probably because the original was going out. Start by taking out all these Rock Auto parts. Just all the basic stuff we're gonna need to get this thing roadworthy. Ford parking light, that doesn't even go to this. What's left of a glove box, I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Piece of a tent or something, like the rods, or I don't know. I typically don't clean things before I run them. I always get hate in the comments for that. You know, why don't you clean things before you try and start them? Man, you should start out by cleaning it and everything. Well, that doesn't really make sense to do, because you could spend all day cleaning this thing out and polishing it up and cleaning the engine bay, and then you go and start it and figure out there's a rod knocking or the transmission's blown up. It's like, that's kind of like getting ready for a date for 3 hours, planning it all out, sprucing yourself up, putting cologne on, and getting all the way across town just to figure out you're picking up a dude. And you want to make sure you're picking up a girl before you go do all that work. So mice weren't that bad on this truck. Sometimes, I mean, I've seen way worse. This is a cakewalk, really. I've opened up some vehicles, you can't even see the floor, can't even see the carpet. I just noticed this while I was vacuuming around the sill plates. The subtle details, man, I really love this. So if you see on this sill plate, it's hard to even see this. This does screw off. There's Phillips screws. You got oval, oval, and then just faintly you can see that's the Chevy bow tie. Oval, oval. That's a nice little detail. While we're in here, we'll hit these door hinges with a little bit of CRC's knocker loose. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how this CRC knocker loose works. And I want to thank CRC for sponsoring the channel by sending me this stuff, like this knocker loose and brake clean, because I've been using CRC stuff all my life, and it's really cool that they send me this stuff to use on the channel. So next time you're in literally any store in America, any O'Reilly, AutoZone, Walmart, you should pick yourself up some of this stuff. Hit the hood latch real quick. Much better. Yeah. Now it doesn't even make any noise. Dang near goes down on its own. Now we can start working on the engine. First off, I want to check the oil just to see. Yeah, it's full. It's a little over full. Smells a little bit like gas. Oh yeah, definitely way over full. I don't know, it does smell like gas. That if those fuel pumps let loose diaphragms, they'll pump gas into the engine. So I don't know how it got in there. It's a possibility. We're gonna change that fuel pump out anyway. So let's do an oil change, filter change, and we'll put a new fuel pump on it because it's gonna need one. I'm gonna put belts on it. This is belts about toast. Yeah, that's pretty thin. Real thin. Good thing we didn't run it like that. Yeah, smells real gassy. A lot of gas in there. Good thing we did this. Pretty sure these had canister type oil filters where you just replace the element, but I think somebody's put a adapter on for a screw-on type filter, which is good. But yeah, of course it's going to be locked up tighter than the Pentagon, and we got to find the filter that matches this. It's probably some other 350 Chevy universal type filter, I guess. Oh, God. All right, we got the drain plug back in it. We got a new filter on it. Had to go get a filter. There was a cartridge type filter in the truck. That's why I didn't order one. But then when I got down there and saw somebody put, or maybe they came with a screw-on. I thought they came with canisters. I think somebody put a screw-on it. But anyway, I had to go get a filter, and it's on. So now I'll put 1540 diesel oil in it, which is what I put in everything. And yeah, and then we'll change the fuel pump. Ugh. Original oil bath air cleaner. Does have some dirty oil in it, plus a little bit of water from yours truly. Dump this out. We'll put some fresh oil in it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Give it some horsepower. Yeah, there's a lot of gunk in there. There's a couple of bugs, some twigs. Yeah, look at all that trash. Put her to the correct oil fill level mark. Yeah, the bottom should just be dipped in like that, you know. When you pull it out, it should just be in the oil. I can see evidence they were actually running this truck. I can see some new fuel hoses here. They got a fuel filter with some fuel still in it. Hard to tell through the filter how nasty it is, you know. Looks alright, I guess. New plug wires on it for sure. That's nice. Don't have to buy those. I wonder if they put new plugs in it. No, they don't look new. They may have cleaned them, but they don't look like new plugs. I can see a new fuel hose here, but we'll take this off and put a new one on. About to put the new fuel pump on. The old gasket came off actually without issue. It just fell off. Sometimes you got to scrape them off the block and it's a pain, but this one was easy. But if you notice on this engine, see this bar right here? See that? Yeah. That actually goes against the cam, and when the cam turns, that's what hits your the arm on your fuel pump. And if you don't know that that's there, it comes down when you take the fuel pump off. It's oh, there, boom. When you go to try to put the new fuel pump on, you can even start one of the bolts and start cranking it down, but you'll break something for sure. So what you got to do is get this rod to go up in the engine and then hold it up in the engine. I think they have a bolt for it. Sometimes they'll have a bolt right here on the side that has some washers on it, and you can take the washers out and it'll go against it. Or you can sometimes put like Vaseline on the rod, and it's just sticky enough to hold the rod up while you shove the fuel pump in there. So I kind of try the Vaseline or grease trick. Now that the fuel pump's on, I guess we'll go ahead and do this belt while we're in here.
Head of lettuce and some garlic. Jesse's gone?
Guess so.
You gonna fix the air conditioning on this thing?
Yeah, we're gonna have ice cold air conditioning.
Ooh.
Barely. That belt's maybe in one.
Where'd you get that belt?
Well, Rock Auto. It's probably one or two sizes up from factory because the original one was right here. So it's right there, but it'll work. We'll put her to the end. Yeah, it's tight. Whew, it's close though. So I got a battery put in it, and we have the new fuel pump, but I just got the electric fuel pump hooked up. So I want to see if what I can pull out of that tank and get it drained.
Stink?
Well, it's kind of orange, but that's what I was saying earlier to myself, is that I don't know, it smells okay-ish. It's like old mixed with new is what it kind of feels like. You think it's good?
It's a little bit on the...
That's exactly what I thought. I didn't think it was too, like, terrible, but it's a little... I'd say it's usable. I mean, look, this would be orange, don't you think?
Yeah, it don't smell like terrible varnish. I think it'd be alright.
I'll go ahead and use it. Yeah, bump it, see if it does something. No? Oh, of course, yeah. I should have saw that coming. I should have saw that coming. This is the main power feed to the truck, and it was just dangling there, so see if it'll bump.
Oh, look, the gas gauge must be undone because the wire, it goes, look.
Oh, it goes to full?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, oil pressure now.
Yeah.
Crank it. Should start seeing gas. Hold on. Okay. Try it. What?
I can't believe that's working.
That's unbelievable.
Look, and it's shutting off when it's supposed to, but there's only one.
That's awesome. Do it again.
Headlights work?
No, do it again. Yeah, hit the brights. Yeah. This side's working, this side ain't. I don't see any running lights. Yeah, 13 volts. It's charging, wow. That is awesome.
It runs like it looks.
What?
It runs like it looks.
Yeah. Yeah, like Dad was saying, it's got a miss, so it's probably a plug. Really not a lot of vacuum on this thing. Sometimes I miss a vacuum leak, but I mean there's one vacuum line, I think that's PCV, but yeah, we'll check the spark plugs. I don't see anything leaking. That water I think is from me pressure washing it earlier, so. So I picked up some AC Delco spark plugs yesterday. We'll go ahead and gap these, swap them out with the old ones, and see if it runs any better. I have a feeling it might. I don't know if these come pre-gapped, but I always make a habit of checking. New spark plugs are installed. Old ones are over here, and I'm not even really sure how the truck was running as good as it was. These are fouled out, black, nasty. Half of them are pretty wet. So these ones are roached. I mean, maybe you could have cleaned them and stuff, but you know, why not just throw some new ones in? So look at that. It's not good. Now that starter solenoid's going out. Dad's adjusting the carburetor. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, the spark plugs, man, those things are trash. Alright, let's do everybody's favorite task, and that's brakes. They did tell me that he put a new master slash clutch master cylinder on there, and because it's double acting. And the brakes do work, but I don't know how much I trust that.
Okay, they're holding up.
So we have all the tires and the hubs off. I have the wheel bearings and everything soaking in gasoline. Get all the old grease off them because we're going to pack them. And these ones have the old style ball bearing kind of. These, oh wow, it's like plastic, huh? Didn't notice that yesterday. Oh, they're nice and clean though. I don't really like this style. I like these aren't as durable as the taper bearings, but they're in good shape. The races are in good shape. Bearings are in good shape, luckily, because it's a little more difficult to locate ball bearings than it is taper bearings. Like the race here looks good. The shoes on the front, these are kind of thin. I think we're gonna do these, and the wheel cylinders are This one's not as crusty, but I think this one's pretty crusty on the inside. We're also going to do the brake hoses. Technically, we have pedal. When you hit the brake pedal inside, it feels like there's pedal. But the problem is with these old wheel cylinders is you may feel pedal, but the wheel cylinders may not all be working because these will get stuck, and then when you hit the brakes, you may knock one of these sides loose, the other one will stay, the other one will break free, and then you'll be burning through one of your shoes all the time. So it's good to just replace that. You know they're both working. All right, we have brakes now. Should be able to set it on the ground and actually, drive it, and it should stop. I put new shoes on the front, new wheel cylinder, new hoses on both sides. Repack the wheel bearings. The rear ones, I didn't do the shoes because the shoes had plenty of meat on them. I mean, they're riveted, they're not bonded, they got plenty of meat, so left those alone. We got great pedal. The Apache is pretty close to being roadworthy. The engine runs on its own and it pulls from the tank. Did the brakes, so the brakes are good, tires are good, so it runs, it drives, it'll stop. And what I want to do now to get this thing road legal, the goal is road legality. So for road legalness, it's got to run, it's got to stop, and you got to have lights. So earlier when we turned on the lights, we had lights here, but we didn't have lights here, which tells me there's some kind of connection problem over here. And we didn't have any lights in the back. We didn't try the signals or anything. So let's see what's going on with these lights. And I can already tell, so you have some lights here, and then the wires run here all the way down. And some of these are pin 8. So we're gonna have to fix that, I know. We have power at the white wires, there's 2 of them, and then we have these 2 blue wires, which I'm guessing is the turn signals, so obviously they don't have power. So we'll reconnect these. Solder butt connected these together. Let's do the headlight switch and see if the lights on the hood come on. So we'll crack it once. Look at that. We got parking lights. I can't believe both those bulbs are still good. We got signals. I don't hear the clicker. So now we have running lights, well, parking lights, and we have headlights. The rears are kind of a nightmare because you can see somebody's been in here hacking up the wiring, and they come out right here and they've been butt connected, and you can see the wires are just really brittle everywhere. It's bent. And if you follow everything to the back, you can see that there's these connectors and wire nuts, and everything is just hanging down. It's a total hack job, butch job. You can see more wire nuts over there. So really this entire rear section, and really the whole truck, needs to be rewired. So the rear lights aren't going to work for now.
Gas, because both these holes are plugged up.
Oh, can you undo that battery? There's a bolt on this starter on the back. It's kind of a pain to get to, but wow, what the heck? Can you hand me a hammer? Is there something I'm missing here? I must have took out a transmission bolt or something. I took out the wrong bolt. It's in the wrong spot, Travis. I get the wrong spot. I took out a tranny bolt. Okay, there we go. It's out now. Yeah, buddy. Uh-oh. We missed a wire. Oh.
So she needed to put her stuff in a
Trust?
truss.
Yeah. Good deal. Let's see if this thing will go in gear. I don't even know what the shift pattern is. There we go. Let's just do a little drive around the yard. We got 1, 2. Oh, I bet you we're out of gas. Oh, we're out of gas. Well, at least we ran all that old junk through it. So it was just out of gas. I put some gas in it and parked it over here. It's Friday, and I am gonna redo the rear lights for Danny. I'm gonna take all that wiring out and put a new loom from the inside of the truck all the way to the back and get rid of all that hacked up mess. You guys know I just don't like wiring. Wiring isn't my strong suit, and I dread 2 things on old cars: rust repair and wiring, which is why you almost never see me do rust repair, although I can do it. I have done it. I just don't like to do it. I mean, do you think I got all the way through this GMC in that 56 Cadillac without doing rust repair? I don't think so. But just to switch things up a bit, I want to put a driveway gate up. I've been preparing for that for a while. You guys know I like to make additions to the property. You guys know I like my gas pumps. I like my pole signs. I like my gas pumps again. And oh, here we go. I had this chain link fence. I recently put these street lights up. I went to a guy's property down in Bisbee over a year ago to look at a truck, which I didn't buy, but I found these in his yard and I was obsessed with them. And I tried to buy them from him and he wouldn't sell them. And anyway, he came around recently after a year of hounding him, and I bought actually 4, but these 2 I was able to put together and put up. Since these are so cool and stately, I need something cool and stately for my front gate entrance, you know? Union Metal, made in USA, Canton, Ohio. Wow. How neat is that? Roman columns coming up to the top. Just absolutely beautiful pieces of American history. See, I already got these concreted in. Dug a 2-foot hole. I bought this gate on Facebook Marketplace for $900, which was a steal because, and it's like a $2,500 to $3,000 gate. I want to get these up under the carport, do a little bit of work to them. 1, I want to bend that spike back, and 2, I want to get these deer, elk, whatever off because I don't live in a lodge. I live on a gas and oil car property, so I'm going to take these off and I'll put something else there, maybe my initials or the Travis B, or I'll put a sign there. Something else cool will go here. And I'm going to take these off because we got new hinges. So the first thing we're going to do is straighten out that spike because that has been getting in my craw. Get the good old torch out. There we go, easy does it. Okay, well, it's straight. I don't know if we're gonna get it perfect right here, but it's straight, you know. Put a little black paint on it, and I mean, there's so many other spikes to look at, you're not gonna notice this one. This side of the gate is ready to be put on. We'll leave that hole open until we find something satisfactory for me to put in there. I like that it's there though. You can do anything you want with it. Got our hinges on, holes drilled. I like these hinges because they're greasable for longevity. I'm an idiot. I only bought 2 hinges. I was thinking, oh yeah, 1 for each gate. I need 2 for each gate. Obviously, I knew that in my head when I thought about it. But I gotta go all the way across town to get 2 more because I wasn't thinking. want it on the 2x4 to kind of keep it out of the rocks.
Okay.
Yeah. But right there. There it is. Alright, well I have a nice driveway gate now. I got what I wanted. I'm very happy with this. It complements the street lights very well. Put a little latch here, like a little gate latch. Grease the zerks. I like it. I'm happy with it. Very happy. I like the little balls on top of the posts. It's beautiful. Well, let's get back to the truck. I'm going to take this sill plate off because the wires come down in here and then somewhere right here they go down to the outside of the truck. Getting these Phillips heads out is going to be a task in and of itself. Oh man. Let me see if a vice grip will work better. These are so caked, I might have to grind a slit in them for a flathead. This is crazy. Look at that. 60% of the time, it works every time. Look at that. Okay. Wow. You want to talk about peeling something off? That was on there. We'll start here. Man, that was muddling my brain just looking at all that. Now we got a clean slate. Well, things are looking a lot better underneath here. There's no wiring mess. This is extra wire that I just zip tied up under here. The grounds were so bad and there's so much rust that I had to literally make my own ground and hook it to the frame on both housings so that it would actually ground. So we've got I have them like this because I wanted to make sure everything worked before I permanently connected them. But yeah, both sides are hooked up. I know it's a little bit hard to see in the daytime, but so we should have running lights now, on, off, on, off, running lights on, and then brakes off, on, off, on, off. Getting the turn signals to work in these is a real pain because the way that the turn signal selector works, it has a cable that runs down and it actually moves this. This mounts on the top of the steering column up in there and it goes back and forth. Sometimes I can get it to work. See, hear it? Hear the flasher? So the signals do work, but so the issue is getting that wire to go up and down. I'll show you. That wire is supposed to go up and down. I'm doing the turn signal switch and it's not moving. You got to get up in the column to get that to work. Alright, so I think I found the problem. So this obviously goes in here and then the whole housing shifts up and down and it moves this back and forth. But here, let me get you in here. This little wire is supposed to be on here. That's what actuates. Yeah, so if we can see. That is supposed to actually go in that little clip there to hold it. It slipped out of that. So from here I had to take that little clip out that holds that black rod in place and kind of bend it open and then get the rod in there and then sort of try to close it up so that it won't come out again whenever you operate it up and down, because I don't know how it came out the first time, because the clip seemed very solid, like it shouldn't have slipped out. So I have the black cable back in its holder there, you see it? Now when we move it, the wire goes up and down. It fell off, that was the problem. So now I have to reassemble the steering wheel and put the turn signal switch housing back in there, made sure it worked, put the steering wheel back on and all its little components, bolt it back on and put the horn, the little horn button back in there. Now after that I had to get underneath the dash to put the turn signal switch back in there, and it has two bolts that hold it to the column, and you have to fish that wire through the switch, and it has a little spring that holds the wire in place. I think I have the switch in its sweet spot. You see how you can adjust it with that slot? If you go in one direction too far, the signals will engage on one signal, but they will not engage on the other because it won't go far enough. So I think I have it in its sweet spot. So if you watch, hear the flasher. So I think that's right, off, left. Boom, right there in its sweet spot. I think we got it. Yes. Okay. Oh, even the flasher on the dash works. The green left flasher, I have never seen that. Alright, we got left. Okay, we even have it in the front. Yes, everything. Front, dash, and rear. Let's go with right. No green flasher on the dash, that's okay. Oh, yeah. Happy about this. Okay, let's look in the front. We're not getting a light in the front, but could be out. Now we're getting power out here. We weren't before because the plug-in on the turn signal switch on the column was not pushed in hard enough. Now we're getting power. Now we got to put all this back together. You know, I took all this apart, which was stupid because I didn't know that all you had to do was pull this out from the top. So that was a waste, but oh well. Just getting like a bad ground. There we go. Okay, we'll put it together and it should be good to go. Okay, we finally got it. Nothing left to do but let's take it for a little test drive, huh? Should be ready for the roads. Look at that. Old Chevy power. Clutch has definitely got a little bit of wear on it. It's engaging probably a little closer to the top than I'd like it to. Stuff just falling out everywhere. We got all 4 gears and reverse, so the transmission works good. I don't hear any grinding. The synchronizers must be okay. Yeah, it's a good old truck. You got yourself a good one, Danny. I don't hear any noise from the engine, like lifter noise, no rods knocking. Engine's good, man. I like the engine. These old 283s are good, man. Don't forget, 283 V8 took me all the way across the country. You guys remember that? That 60 Impala flying drive I did from New Jersey to Arizona? That was a same engine that's in this truck right here. Good motors. Good motors, man. I never had once I got that engine running in New Jersey, I never had a lick of trouble. 2,500 miles home. Oh yeah. If you kept the oil change in this thing, who knows how long it would go. Sounds great. Nice and healthy. Nice and healthy. Oh yeah. I like it. We don't really have much in the way of gauges, but you know, whatever. old GMC. Well, I think the 61 Apache is on an even keel now. The engine's running reliably. It's pulling from the tank. Got the brakes situated so it runs and it drives and it stops. Getting those lights fixed, man, that was the worst time-consuming part. But you got to do it sometimes if you want things right, you know. I mean, you got to have road legality, you know. You got to have lights, signals, brake lights, all that stuff. So we rewired it from the cab on back for the rear. Got the finicky turn signals working from the column, that little wire thing, so it's all working legit. You could license it and drive it as is. I think Danny is happy with it. Anything that you would do after this point would be like restoration work, and that's up to Danny, and I think I've taken it to the point that I'm going to take it to, and if he wants to do restoration work to it, then hey, by all means. I made it a good driver. That's what I set out to do. That's what Danny wanted me to do, and I think we understood each other, you know. I mean, he knows what we do on the channel, and that's exactly what I did. And in the meantime, got myself a new front gate. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you subscribe, like the video, drop a comment. I always look at your guys' feedback. Always appreciate all your guys' views, and an achievement that the channel just hit. We just hit 185,000 subscribers, so we're really close to 200,000, which would be really awesome to hit this year. And another thing, the double Dodge fly and drive that Dad and I did, that I put out on Thanksgiving Day, literally today hit 1 million views. That is the first million view video on the channel. That's a huge achievement. I'm super happy about it. I always wanted a video that at least hit 1 million views. That's a major to do in my book that we did. So I'm really happy about that. So thank you guys for watching that video. If you have not seen that double Dodge fly and drive video, make sure you go watch it because it's killer. It's obviously the best video on the channel. So like always, guys, appreciate you all, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.